All right, guys, thank you for joining me. Appreciate it as always. Mr. Landfill, thank you for the 5 by 5. Mr. Landfill, I think everybody did fine with the rapture last night. I think we all survived. Uh, Ravenwolf, thank you for the 5 by 5. Nomad, Kathy, thank you for the 5 by 5. Southernmost, John the Prepper, thank you for the 5 by 5. So, yeah, interestingly enough, I guess I scheduled this live stream for last night or earlier, but there was a technical difficulty on my probably user error, if you will, my part. That's why I was running late. I had to reschedule this all over again. Anyway, let's go. Eric Crow Cowboy, thank you for the 5 by 5. Jason, thank you for the 5 by 5. Independent Peach, thank you for the 5 by 5. And Michelle, thank you for the 5 by 5. Yes, Winter Homestead, I'm going to talk about that. I wasn't going to talk about it, but now I will be talking about it because it's popping up all over my radar, if you will. So I'm going to pull up the shooting now, the ICE shooting right now. But supposedly, two of the suspects that they were trying to apprehend are the ones that are gone. Uh, there's going to be multiple updates on this, so I'm going to try to read from two different sources, one from AP News, the other one from CBS News, and I might even go with CNN. But there's not a lot of information on this as of right now. In Dallas, Texas, 3 people have been shot at a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility in Dallas. The shooter is dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, the agency has said. Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons confirmed the incident during an interview with CNN on Wednesday. That's earlier today. It could be employees, it could be civilians that were visiting the facility, it could be a detainee, Lyons said to those who were shot. At this point, we're still working through that portion. 2 people were taken to the hospital with gunshot wounds. A third person passed away at the scene. That's probably the shooter they're talking about. Dallas Police spokesperson Officer Jonathan E. Manner said in an email. Parkland Hospital has received 2 patients from the incident at the ICE facility. Hospital spokesperson April Foran said over the telephone she did not have any more details. Officers responded to a call to assist an officer on North Stemmons Freeway around 6:40 a.m. Wednesday, and a preliminary investigation determined that a person opened fire at the government building from an adjacent building. Manner said the investigation is ongoing, and briefing was expected to be later today. That's probably around noon. It is 10:08 a.m. Kathy, that was early this morning at 6:40 a.m. Texas time, right? So that was shit. That was probably 7 my time or 8 my time. 8 in the morning my time. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said details are still emerging, but the agency is confirming there were multiple injuries and multiple fatalities at the field office. Noem said that the motive remains unclear, but noted there's been an uptick in targeting ICE agents. Now, here's the other thing too: 6 in the morning, the office is closed at 6:40. So I would almost assume it had to be an employee that lost their shit, or just a deranged lunatic. But at 6:40 in the morning, that's kind of early. You want to inflict maximum damage, you would do it now, at 9, when the office opens, or 10, whatever time it opens over there. So I mean, listen, I don't know if that ICE facility is like a regular office building. Excuse me. So, but I can guarantee at 6:40 in the morning, there's not enough employees there. Lady First and William Keys, thank you for the 5 by 5. And all right. Dozens of emergency vehicles were seen along a highway near the facility. ICE facility is along Interstate 35 East, just southwest of Dallas Love Field, a large commercial airport serving the Dallas-Fort Worth metropolitan area and just blocks from hotels catering to the airport traveler. Oh, that's where I stayed for that photography convention earlier this year. I guess that's the area, right? Dallas-Fort Worth or Fort Worth, Dallas, whatever. Traffic cameras near the scene shows 6 lanes of normal busy freeway empty, with cars and semi-trailers ground to a halt at the interstate exit. ICE and Homeland Security didn't immediately provide additional information. Dallas Fire Rescue Department was dispatched at 6:41 after a call reporting a shooting at or near the immigration office. Department spokesperson Jason Evans stated in an email. Everybody's emails and text messages. Evans said he didn't have he didn't have any confirmed details he could share, calling it an active and ongoing incident. So this is not stemming, but not connecting, excuse me. They're making comparisons to a July 4th attack at a Texas immigration detention center, injuring a police officer who was shot in the neck. Attackers dressed in black military style clothing opened fire outside a Prairieland detention center in Alvarado, southwest of Dallas. Federal prosecutors said at least 11 people were injured in that incident back in July. A man with an assault rifle fired dozens of rounds at a federal agent as they were leaving the U.S. Border Patrol facility in McAllen on July 7th. This is a separate incident. The man, identified as Ryan Lewis Muscati, Mussolini, I don't know how to say that last name, injured a police officer who responded to the scene before authorities shot and took him out. Police later found other weaponry, ammunition, backpack in the car. So there was a July 4th incident and there was a July 7th incident, both at federal facilities. One was the U.S. Border Patrol, and the other one was a Texas immigration detention center. The guy dressed in black sounds very much like Antifa. But anyway, as of right now, there's not a lot going on. There's not a lot to report. This is by CBS News. One person passed away, 2 people injured after a shooting in an ICE field office in Dallas Wednesday morning, according to the Dallas Police Department. The shooter is passed away. Acting ICE Director Todd Loines confirmed the incident. Dallas police said the officers responded to assist officers' call at the facility at around 6:40 a.m. The suspect opened fire at the government building from an adjacent building. Sort of like a sniper situation. All right. And then the whole my hearts and prayers go out to the officer. I really can't stand that. I have never, ever liked that my heart and prayers go out. That doesn't do anything. That's like an empty gesture or statement. An empty gesture and an empty statement. I don't know. It's more of an empty statement than it is a gesture. Excuse me. But the whole my hearts and prayer goes out. It's just like enough already with that nonsense. I guess it makes people feel better. I don't fucking know. So this is the second ICE facility attack in Texas in 2025. CBS News states the July 4th attack again. They talk about the guy in black military style clothing. 11 people in that incident. At least 11 people have been charged in connections with that attack. That was the July 4th attack. So I see a pattern here. Do not like where this pattern is going. But this is not good. That's all I can say. Authorities give updates on the facility shooting, but nothing came in. 2 hot chicks talking about nonsense. I can't hear what they're talking about, but I just assume they're talking about what's going on. And then let me do one more refresh of the page. Same shit. This one was it. ICE agent describes his injury as nothing major after a deadly Franklin Park shooting. That was today, right? Yeah, that was today. So one agent seems to be injured, or two were injured. Nope, can't do that. And then you got YouTube channels already. Shots fired. Shooting in Dallas. This is all on YouTube. These are like the YouTube screenshots I'm reading. Oh my God, it's happening. Okay, no, they didn't say that. Shooting scare in Dallas. ICE office under attack. ICE office under attack. That's a lot. It's a little much. These are YouTube videos that were just released. Some with 8 views. Wow. One person just dropped this channel for 3 minutes. Video for 3 minutes. 149 views. 149,000 views. Excuse me. Then you got others with 1542. Other than me talking about this on here, I'm not going to do a separate video on it unless something catastrophic happens. These things, guys, are going to be the norm, if you will, unless they drop the hammer, which I suspect they will. 3 people injured in the shooting, Dallas. I might do a short on YouTube and Instagram, but I'm not going to do an entire video on this. Then Fox News, obviously, breaking shooting at Texas ice facility. They got 203,000 views. So outside of that, guys, this is going to be the norm. This is what we're going to start seeing. Free Palestine. I don't think Palestine is under anybody's imprisonment. They're being attacked, yes. Imprisonment, no. And listen, the Palestine government, it's wild that they're not answering or saying anything other than, you know, they're like letting the public root for them, which is wild. They have a functioning government that can fight back against Israel. They have a functioning government that can fight back and protect Gaza. But they don't protect Gaza, the Palestinian government, because I can almost bet my paycheck that they made a promise with who's there? Hezbollah, right? Is Hezbollah in Gaza? That is why that's happening. For everybody that's like Jews for Palestine and Palestine is, knock it the fuck off. Palestine has their own functioning government. Palestine at any given time can step into Gaza, but they made a deal with whoever warlord is controlling Gaza. Does Israel need to go bananas on Gaza? No. But there's way more going on there than we're being led to believe. And I'm surprised that whoever's running Gaza, it's either Hezbollah or not Al Qaeda, right? Hamas, thank you. If Hamas is not asking for help, that's on them. But they can absolutely ask the Palestinian government to take in. Hamas took over Gaza from Palestine. I wish people would recognize that. They pushed out the Palestinian government and they were supposed to protect Gaza, but they didn't. And this is coming from Hamas videos and Palestinian videos from a few years ago. But everybody forgot that and trying to blame. And granted, listen, Israel's up to no good. That's without a doubt. Israel's up to something with Gaza, and it has to do with money. And some people, there's rumors that they are trying to turn that strip of Gaza, because it's on the water, if you will. They want to turn that into beachfront property and turn it into casinos. There's also talk of oil rigging system that they want to set up where the pocket of oil, if you will, is dead ahead of Gaza, something like 50 miles offshore or 100 miles offshore. Let's go. Yes, it's a land grab. For the long short of it, it's a land grab. Absolutely. That's what it is. But Palestine could jump in at any time they want. So you just, put that shit in the back of your head. Don't fucking believe everything. And listen, both sides are lying. Israel more than others, but Israel and Palestine, they're playing the woe is me card, right? Israel comes out with the never again bullshit. And Palestine's like, oh, we can't defend ourselves. They absolutely can. They got a functioning military that can. I don't think they would win, but they have a functioning military. Wish you free. Lord Dog says, I wish you free Palestine people would go there and free them. I agree, Lord Dog. I wholeheartedly agree. I wish these free Palestine people would go to Palestine and help. Stop talking that shit. Stop waving your flag. Stop acting like you want to do some shit and just go there and do some shit. Stop being the vaginas that you are, sitting behind your computer, waving your flags, changing your profile logo to, I stand with Palestine, you fucking pussies. And grab your balls, lift your skirt up, grab your balls, and go into Gaza and help. That's how you help. Not by sending money, not by my thoughts and prayers. None of that bullshit. Go get some. If you're not going to go and get some, shut up. I had enough of the fucking, pray for the Palestinian people. Go over there and help. Simple, man. Go get some. But it's dangerous. Nice one. I think First Lady's breaking balls now. But it's dangerous. It's just that, and you can absolutely, get funding to go over there and help out. But people talk so much shit. Everybody's just like, but what about that there are countries in Africa right now that are going through the same exact shit, minus the United States being involved or Israel being involved. They're going through the same exact shit. No one's fucking saying a fucking word. Not a peep. There was something going on in another country right now where they're, I think it's in Syria, where they are burning, as of right now, they're burning churches in Syria, Catholic churches. No one's saying a word. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, they are also rounding up and killing Catholics in Syria. No one's saying a word. But we want to focus on Gaza. Kick rocks, dude. My brother's over there to help starve Gazians. Is that how you say it? Gazians? Anyway, Edward says, "Come on, firefighter dude, you're just a globalist shill." You know what's funny, Edward? Thank you for bringing that up. But apparently, if you don't agree with the person, you're a globalist shill. You know how many people told me I was a plant? I was a prepper plant at one point. Some guy was like, "Look, he could say all of these terms and he could say these words. He's got to be a plant." I'm like, "All right, okay, whatever." So it doesn't. It's just amazing, like now I'm a shill. I've been a shill for years, according to certain people. It's like people like Candace Owens. She's a shill too. I'm like, somebody said that to me the other day. I'm like, I'm a shill too. Apparently, I'm an industry plant. People say it just to say it because it makes them feel better. I guess I don't know. Craig, Sudan is terrible. Sudan's another one. They're getting their asses handed to them. The Sudanese are getting their asses handed to them. No one's saying anything. It's your talking points that expose you. Yes, Edward, you figured me out. I'm a government shill. Damn it. I shall now go back into the folds and blend in with the rest of the shills and society. You figured me out. Yeah, okay, stupid. And Edward's like, absolutely, you're a plant. Okay, you figured me out. Busted. All of these years, this one moron sitting behind his computer figured me out. He goes, it exposes you. Yeah, Edward. But thank you for watching because you're giving me views now. William, is it three? Because they only said. All right, let me go back to the news on that. They said three people were shot, not three people were dead. So did it update now? Is it three people dead now, including the shooter? Multiple people injured. I don't see any updates on that. Three people were reportedly shot, three critically injured. Now, one article saying three critically injured, and the shooter leaves four people shot, but the shooter is dead. Sniper attack. It was a sniper attack. That doesn't make sense to me. It was a sniper attack, but he took himself out. I'm not buying it. Not at all. You're a little Hattians? Is that it? You're a little hat in disguise. You're a little hat in disguise. Okay, I like that. Listen, you trolls, I appreciate it because you guys are watching and giving me views. That's all that matters. Edward, thank you. You gave me one more view. You know the thing about trolls? Trolls are morons. They're stupid. They're retarded. They're about as dumb as the day is long. Um, they provide more views, and the comments help out even more. So keep commenting, my friend. Keep getting me paid, stupid. I hate that hand rubbing shit. I was watching a TV show, an Entourage, and Turtle was always rubbing his hands every time. Like I was like, dude, you little fat fuck, like knock it off. It was just, yeah, it was weird. Yes, the rooster, they caught me. I shall go into hiding now. Excuse me. Like, yeah, Entourage, man. I was watching that show recently. I'm like, man, that character Turtle was a useless character. I'm in season 6 now. I got 2 more seasons to go. Such a useless dude, man. Oh my god. Always smoking weed, always leeching off of Vince. This season they're trying to like give him his own legs, if you will, but Whatever. Sorry, he did that hand rubbing shit like way too many times in the TV show. I was like, this fucking nerd. All right, all right, all right. Let's update this real quick. Cool kid. That's the other thing. We got major problems here in the. All right, we have major problems here in the United States, and everybody's focused on Palestine. That's the other thing. I'm like, forget about Palestine. Seriously, enough. We got issues here that we need resolved. We don't need. We don't need to worry about what's going on in Palestine. Like, I don't. Couldn't. I couldn't care less, or I could care less about what's going on in Palestine. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what Israel and Palestine do to one another, or rather, what Gaza and Palestine does to one another. I do not care. Raven, yes, I watch Breaking Bad. Good show. I'm not listen. I go on my TV binges every now and again, but yeah. Are you gonna get a? Yes, I should get a cat to pet during the live streams, right? Like the evil supervillain that I am. Coming up with my evil laugh. I got to work on that. I might as well just do the whole bald headed thing. Right, I'm already bald, and I got to get a thing in my eye, scar on my face, and a cat. And like, oh my god, they foiled my plan to dominate YouTube with my evilism. YouTube Live are under 12 and what? And not from US. Yeah. It's just amazing. Like, again, everything can't be conspiracy theory. Like, I remember one guy, he had a whole video on me, and he was talking about I kept mentioning vaccine, right? I kept saying the word, and he goes, look how many times he mentioned it. He's a government plan. He's this, he's that. And so someone brought the video to my attention, and I watched it, and then I replied to the guy. I'm like, I said, I don't get caught because I don't use the word too many times. I use it a certain amount of times because if you use it too many times, you get flagged. Period. It's something that it took me a few months to figure out, and there's a threshold of how many times you could use certain words before your video gets flagged. So I explained that to him, and he was like, oh man, that makes sense. I'm like, yeah, you can't, like, not everybody, not everybody's a fucking government plant. Listen, I think some people are. I think some people are government plant, but I also think that YouTube has the algorithm figured out. And yeah, I think they have the algorithm figured out, and we need to be careful on how many times we say certain words. That's all. Uh, so certain because he was like, and in that same video, he was like, I mentioned the same thing, and I got canceled, and they took my video down. And he was fucking crying on and carrying, and like, my vagina's bleeding. They go get a tampon, dude. It ain't that serious. You know, I get videos demonetized, not a lot anymore, but often enough now. And sometimes they give it back to me. Which in fact the last two videos they gave back to me. It is what it is, man. Um, but yeah, yeah. Sorry, I was reading a comment. So yeah, I went to Homestead. I've been doing YouTube since 2012, right? I originally started my first channel on 2012, the one that got deleted. That started back in 2012. Um, Let me see if I can get the dates because I was able to write down the date before it got deleted. I didn't actually, sorry, but yeah, if I'm not mistaken, yes, it was created in March of 2012. So I've been on since then, and then the Angry Prepper Outdoor channel was created like a year later. So or 2 years later, you can get the creation date of this channel if you look into the about section. It'll pull it up for you. But yeah, I've been on since 2012, so I've been on over 10 years now. 13 years now I've been on. Right, so instead of a cat, you got Mabutu. Yeah, whatever. Sit Mabutu on my lap. Yeah, that would be interesting. Is that, even if I did an AI child, the shit I would get for that. Anyway, all right, guys. So let's get the show on the road. We are a little behind. We are way behind, actually. 28 minutes in of ranting about nothing. Anyway, a study links the Mr. 19 arm ticket to increased 280% increase in heart attacks, 240 increase in strokes, 244 increase in coronary artery disease, and 199, or rather 200% increase in arrhythmias. So these are all 240% increase in stroke, 286% increase in heart attacks, and 244% increase in coronary artery disease. This is all after taking the Mr. 19 Boost Juice. A few recent studies involving 85 million participants has identified an increased risk associated with the Mr. 19 Boost Juice, particularly concerning cardiovascular health. The finding indicated a 286% increase in heart attacks risk after the second on ticket dose, a 240% rise in stroke risk after the first on ticket dose, a 244% increase in coronary artery disease risk following the second dose. Additionally, the study highlighted, give me 2 seconds. Additionally, the study highlights a 199% increase in arrhythmia risk after the first boost. Specific demographic data reveals that males ages 12 to 17 experience the highest incidence of on-ticket related myocarditis at a 5.2 case per 100,000 individuals. In a separate analysis, 39 individuals who developed myocarditis post-on ticket were followed for post-on ticket were followed for 10 months, with 56% showing persistent symptoms and 2/3 having abnormal cardiac findings. These results underscore the ongoing discussion about the safety of the mRNA arm ticket, particularly in the younger population, as studies continue to emerge on the long-term effects of the Mr. 19 Boost Juice. This was released last year, October of 2024. This finding. As far as the new finding, this was done back in July of 2025. 85 million person study finds increased risk of stroke, heart attack, coronary arteries, and arrhythmias following the arm ticket being taken. All right, guys. So they're also trying to state that Mr. 19 itself, the actual disease, may increase heart attacks and stroke risk for years. Now, a lot of people are not asking the question that if I've never seen a disease that was naturally made have a long-lasting effect that can affect the heart and the brain. No one's asking that question. Now, I'm releasing a video today talking about Tylenol and why they're blaming Tylenol for autism. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm trying to say with that, but I think they're switching gears from the arm tickets they give kids to now trying to blame Tylenol. And the Tylenol company is like, yo, that's not even close to true. Like, listen, again, I doubt very much Tylenol is causing that. I think that they're switching gears and they're trying to blame this bullshit. And they're just trying to tell people to be careful when you take, Tylenol. They're not banning it, but you'll see the video in a half hour or 45 minutes. Sorry. But anyway, guys, we all knew what the arm ticket was. We all knew what the boost juice was, right? We knew that it was going to cause these problems because doctors looked at it and go, yeah, this is not right. And doctors who said that, I'm listening to them. 31,000 subs is really good. Nowhere, man. Who's 31,000 subs? Me or somebody else you know? But whatever. I guess. But yeah, guys. So we knew this. We even warned people, right? We told people, listen, don't do it. don't take it. And they were like, I have to save my family. They might die. And then you're like, that's not how it works. And they're like, I have to be the savior of my family. I'm going to go get the boost juice. Yes. And then they were like, America. And then they ran again and were like, put it in my arm, daddy. And then they got it in their arm. And now they're all suffering from all of these diseases. I want to be a hero. I want a monument of me saving my family from this nonsense that they released on the world. That now subsequently has long-lasting effects of heart attacks and strokes and behavioral disorders. Right? Benjamin's like, you don't care about grandma. No, fuck grandma. Grandma lived her life. She's 80 fucking years old. She's seen the world twice over. She'll be okay in the heavens above. It'll be all right. But, oh, you have 31,000. Thank you, Nowhere Man. Yeah, man, it's, fuck that noise, dude. This is all, we all know this is bullshit. Now more studies are coming out. And then YouTube just yesterday goes, oh, we're going to put everybody back on who we took down. Get the fuck out of here. You knew you were wrong for stifling the information I was trying to get out there, warning people not to take some shit. Thank you, Jim Little. Exactly. And turbo cancers on top of all of that. They haven't even scratched that surface yet. Wait till they scratch the shit out of that. Thank you. Let's go. Tylenol's a scapegoat. That's exactly my point. That's what I talk about in the video in a few minutes. Benjamin, I'm sorry. I apologize, Benjamin. Benjamin's like I'm a sarcastic asshole. Roger that. But yeah, that's exactly what I'm getting at. They're making something, and even though they're making Tylenol the scapegoat, they are also telling you that you shouldn't take as many or something like that. They're not banning it. They're just making them the scapegoat. And even Tylenol's firing back. But my video has a different spin, so hopefully you guys watch it later. First, last. Yeah, there's no accountability for what YouTube did. Oh, are they? Are they losing their money? No shit. I didn't know that. I'll look into that. Thank you, Jason, for bringing that up. I had no clue. I also don't give a fuck. Whatever. Anyway, so online forums, guys, they're looking to restrict online forums or try to hold them accountable for threats of violence made against political figures and things like that. And they're thinking, or rather they're stating, that a lot of forums are rallying people up to get them riled up, so that they could commit these acts of violence. Now, online forum violence has been around for decades now, for about 20 years, right? Longer, probably longer than that, sorry. There's always been rebel rousers on online forums rallying people up to get angry and do some shit. So now they're going to try to hold these websites accountable instead of holding media accountable, right? Mainstream media is accountable for this shit as well. These people are on here rousing people, getting them pissed, angry, and upset, and they also add to it. Now, can you solely blame them for it? Absolutely not. But they also added to the nonsense without a doubt. So, yeah, that's also an issue. And, yeah, I find that to be a giant issue. But nonetheless, they're trying to blame online forums. Now, let's see. Also, the Charlie Kirk video with Ben Shapiro, I talked about this. This is where I think Israel took note. When Charlie Kirk started questioning everything that happened on October 7th. I brought it up before. I'll bring it up again. October 7th was absolutely an inside job. Benjamin Netanyahu let it happen. Charlie Kirk started questioning it. When Charlie Kirk started questioning it, all of a sudden, it became an issue. And he was questioning it in an interview with Ben Shapiro. And even Ben Shapiro's face, when he started asking the right questions, Ben Shapiro's face, at one point, he's looking down at something. Ben Shapiro's always looking down, and I don't know what he's looking down at, but he's always looking down. And Charlie Kirk made a comment about, should we be asking questions about whether or not October 7th happened because it was allowed to happen. Ben Shapiro's face was like, He was like taken back by that whole thing. He was like, "What the hell?" Right? And he was like, and listen, I thought from the jump there was something wrong with the whole October 7th. When I was looking at that whole incident, I'm like, something isn't right here. You guys can go back in some of my videos back then, last year or 2 years ago now, right? Is it 2 years? I was questioning it. I'm like, yo, something isn't right here. How did Israel allow this to happen? Because they have top-notch security, top-notch intel. And even Lebanon warned them a year prior to that happening. The venue where that concert was happening was changed by the Israeli guard, military. They changed it from one location to that area because of noise complaints that they were going to get from a settlement that was nearby. So that's why they changed it. And they changed it closer to the border. And then lo and behold, they get attacked. Not buying it. Not buying it at all. Benjamin Netanyahu allowed it to happen. Now, Charlie Kirk, to be fair, in that interview, he's saying, I'm not saying Benjamin Netanyahu allowed it. I'm just saying maybe he didn't know that the security allowed this to happen. I'm like, he was trying to be careful of what he said. But towards the end, he started blaming more and more on Israel, and he even dragged Benjamin Netanyahu into one of his conversations. And then he subsequently, and this was a month ago maybe, or a month prior to him, being killed, and then subsequently he died. As soon as he turned his back on Israel, that happened to Charlie Kirk. Now, the whole October 7th, why isn't anyone questioning it? Not one they're blaming Gaza for this, and I'm going to tell you right now, Gaza didn't have the complexity to allow that to happen. Now, I think at some point they allowed those gates to be open so Gaza can come, so that Hamas can come in and do what they were doing. But the flying vehicles, absolutely not them. It was, yes, Hamas did it, but they were allowed to do it. And that was the most bizarre shit. And then they were live streaming, Hamas was live streaming these attacks, and the IDF couldn't respond. No matter where IDF was, they were anywhere inside of 10 minutes, 5 minutes to 45 minutes away. 6 hours to get there to help out, to rally them up. IDF were always ready to rock and roll. Always ready. They're at the ready at any given moment. It took them 6 hours to rally it up. Not buying it at all. Yes, Kathy and Kirk and Charlie Kirk was again, when Charlie Kirk started dragging Benjamin Netanyahu into it, he started stating how he was scared for his life. He told Candace Owens and he told Tucker Carlson, and I know he told Ben Shapiro. And Ben Shapiro's keeping his mouth shut. Anyway, that's where that is. Now, I'm going to talk about the assassin, the Charlie Kirk assassin, that bullshit kid, that patsy, if you will. He had a confession timeline. Somebody made some good points. Now, bad enough, guys, they released the text message of Tyler Robbins. They released a text message of Tyler Robbins, and that text message was way too straightforward. He's like, yes, I did it. It was with my gun. I did this. I took 8 steps here and 4 steps right, and then I made a turn at this boulevard, and I went up the block, and I did this, and then I counted how many times I was going to shoot him in my head, so I counted to 3 after the first shot. Like, it was all of this nonsense. It was way too detailed for a text message between somebody who was on the lam. Anyway, with that being said, one guy states that he's not a conspiracy theorist, but he pointed out a lot of problems. He goes, how the kid made a confession to his father. All right. Confirms the location of the weapon being on the rooftop and not the woods. Confirmed that the type of weapon he used. Confirmed that he wrapped it in a towel. Meanwhile, he never had anything in his hands moving through the college. And you have people who believe this shit. One of my subscribers like, they cleaned the video up. You could see the rifle in his hand. What? The fuck out of here. It's called AI, dickhead. And then he admits to engraving the bullet. He tells his father that George Zinn was a decoy. And if George Zinn was a decoy, well, guess what? George Zinn should be brought up on charges in the Charlie Kirk shooting for interfering with an active investigation at the very least. He said, George Zinn, and I quote, "I'm the shooter, shoot me." He kept saying it out loud, shoot me. He was interfering with an active investigation. Why is he not being brought up on charges? You can see your buddy getting arrested and you get in the way of the cops arresting him, or your motherfucking the cops are stopping him. They can legitimately arrest you for interfering with police activity or police, I think it's operations or some shit like that. That was an active investigation. That was an active situation, and they didn't bring this guy up on charges. That shows you guys that this goes deeper than it should, or that we know. George Zinn is a part of the whole problem, and he should absolutely be brought up on charges, but he's not. Right? So again, did you guys see the shooting, the Ace guys in Dallas? No. At the Ice guys in Dallas? No, I didn't. He ran super fast. Yeah, obstruction of justice. Thank you. Obstruction of law enforcement. Thank you, guys. Obstruction of justice. I know, like at the time, it's obstruction of law enforcement activities or something. I don't think it's obstruction of justice, but that sounds familiar, Jason. Either way, he should be brought up on some charges. Michael said he was charged with what? Because I know they let him go, unless they brought him back in. Adriana's now saying 3 are dead. All right, so now it's 3 dead. All right, roger that. Anyway, back to this kid. He confirmed changing his wardrobe 2.5 times. Not buying it. Confirms how long he's been planning it. Discloses the existence and location of a non-destroyed, pre-written confession note. Randomly telling his boyfriend that his dad is a diehard MAGA, when his boyfriend would have already knew that, and that didn't need to be stated in the text message, by the way. And is worried about his dad, grandpa, being upset he didn't come home with the rifle. Not the fact that he just used it to commit murder. So all of these points, guys, is the Mossad or the FBI trying to make this very convenient that this kid did it. They're trying to make it an open and shut case. That's what they're doing. They didn't even find. He was arrested for CP. And then Let's Go says they didn't find any kitty stuff on his phone. All right, I guess. Or was he was arrested for CP? That was back in the days. I thought I heard that too. But again, he's out and about. Those people can do what they want when they have the United States government backing their every move. Now, this guy also points out that a 22-year-old with no internet or social media was using words like squad car, drop point, swept the area, my vehicle, till I die of old age, and my old man. Yes, 22-year-olds do not use those terminologies. They don't use the old man, they don't use squad car, and they don't use drop point. Or sweep the area for that matter. Now, my vehicle, yeah, absolutely. Until I die of old age, maybe. But definitely, this guy brought out a lot of the assassin's confession and the things he said. Not to mention, guys, that there's a video of the kid. I said this before. I'll say it again. I'll say it till I catch a round, round from some fucking shooter who's shooting at his buddy, and they hit me in the neck by accident. I will die in this hill. But there's a video of the shooter leaving 10 to 20 seconds before Charlie Kirk gets hit. 10 to 20 seconds. He jumps up and he starts running across the roof. And then Charlie Kirk gets shot from the right. Now, according to a video I just saw last night, it wasn't behind his neck back here on the right. It was back of his head. And you see the blood splatter. So, the video confirms he was shot in the head and the exit wound was the neck. Why are they saying that this kid miraculously shot him? Now, if his lawyers are good, which they're not, if the lawyers are good, they're going to pick all of that up and go, he wasn't the shooter. And Mermaid said, AP, you were right. AP, Charlie Kirk is our generation. Yes, he's out. He's this generation's JFK. When I saw him get hit, I automatically thought JFK. I don't know why that jumped into my head, but I automatically thought JFK. This wasn't right. And now the more investigating we do, the more we start noticing, and this is more obvious than JFK. With JFK, it took years to get there because not a lot of there was no internet for people to come together and be like, no, this is wrong, that's wrong, there's something wrong there. There wasn't a lot of that. When JFK's file, if you will, hit the internet, people were dissecting the shit out of it, and they found a lot of inconsistencies with that shooting alone. That's one. Also, interestingly enough, I forgot. Ben Shapiro did that video 2-3 years ago stating that there was only one shooter and it wasn't a second shooter because they started blaming Israel for JFK's shooting as of recent. And of course, Ben Shapiro, fucking super Jew to the rescue, right? Comes down with this fucking Jew on, with the J on his chest. He goes, I shall save Israel from this nonsense. And he comes out with this video stating that it was just one shooter and it was from the library. And because the shot went off, the shot bounced off the buildings. And I'm like, are you fucking stupid? Again, Ben Shapiro's a show. Ben Shapiro's another one like, fuck that dude. I never liked him. I never liked Ben Shapiro. I would listen to some of the things he had to say, but I never liked him because of who he is. I just didn't like him. Didn't trust him. He was one of those people, when I looked at him, he had a punchable face. And anybody that has a punchable face cannot be trusted. That has been one of my my things on tells on people is if somebody has a punchable face, they cannot be trusted. And Ben Shapiro has a punchable, kickable face. So, yeah, fuck that kid. Never liked him. Never trusted him either. Never trusted him. And I had every reason not to trust him. And what did he start doing? Untrustworthy shit, just like they do. He turned around and said JFK was shot by Lee Harvey Oswald. He sat there and started talking about Jesus was just a Jew who was a rebel rouser and got put on a cross for his trouble. Keep in mind, the way Jesus was hung was unlike any other person who was hung or nailed to a cross at that time. So he had, and of course, Ben Shapiro goes, there were other Jews who tried to rebel rouse as well during that time. A lot of Jews tried to rebel rouse against the Romans. And he was like, Jesus just so happened to get the short end of the stick or something to that regards. I was like, wait, what? The hell does that mean? I was like, that. So anyway, after he's saying all of that shit, fuck that little super Jew. That asshole can suck a dick from the side. Yeah, it's all nonsense, man. All of it's bullshit. We're getting lied to by everybody. The Palestinians faking people being hungry and injured. Israel like, not again. We will not have another Holocaust. I'm like, wait a second. How the fuck did we go to 0 to 100? How the hell did we go, what happened October 7th to the Holocaust? Like, I was like, what? They use everything for the Holocaust. You talk badly about them, oh my God, the Holocaust is coming. We got to protect ourselves. Not again. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Yelling from the rooftop with their fucking super Jew, T-shirts on. We shall never have the Holocaust happen again. And I'm like, what is this? How the hell do we go from Palestinians to the Holocaust? They don't have the capacity to do that. They're dumb and retarded. Again, everybody's lying to us. All of it. All a lie. I understand why some people move to the fucking mountains and bury their heads in the rocks up there because you don't have to deal with the constant lies from all angles. Israel, U.S., Palestine, Iran, Dubai, Japan, China, all lying to us. The UK, Australia, New Zealand, everyone lying to us. Native Americans still crying about their bullshit. Black Americans crying about their bullshit, lying to us. Fucking Irish saying, we were slaves too. We used to get drunk all the time. Glug, glug, glug. Like, everybody lying and playing the woe is me card. You got the fucking Germans, we're not your enemies anymore, and fucking stomping their fists. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Trying to disavow Hitler because he's not us. He is you. He was you. It's everybody lying to us, man. You got fucking, and then you got your individual problems. Fuck the, like I said, the black community. You got the Chinese playing the "Woe is me" card. They keep attacking us, ching chong, ping 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 ping, and they're hitting us in head, tall tall. Like, grow up, man. Learn some martial arts and fucking fight back. Everybody, woe is me and lying. Woe is me and lying. And that's all it is, man. Lying and woe is me. You got fat people. I'm so fat, I can't sit in this plane seat. They got to make it wider. No, bitch, lose some fucking weight. My God, Jenny Craig yourself to death or some shit. Everybody fucking lying to us left and right. It's just like, what the fuck? And then you know who's not complaining? The tards. The tards are not complaining. They're comfortable in their tardism. But you got people standing, talking for tards. They're like, oh, retards don't want to be called retards. They never said that. They don't even fucking care because they're licking walls and eating ice cream. They're enjoying their life. But yet, here we go, making more problems. Homos running down the streets, fucking flapping their wrists because they don't have strong wrists for whatever reason. And they're like, oh my God, they're calling me homo again. Meanwhile, they never said a word to you. They just looked at you in disgust because your outfit looks like shit. So then you look at them, you're like, that looks stupid. And all of a sudden, you're homophobic. This is where we are. A man running down the street with a beard and a dress. Yes, ugly, but some reason we're transphobic. It's the society we're living in. Everybody's playing the "woe is me" card. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is where we are. We're here because we allowed everybody to complain about something. You got the TikTokers scared that they might lose their jobs on TikTok. What am I going to do if I lose my job on TikTok? Suck a dick and be fucking happy that you had fucking money. You should have stored your money away when you were on TikTok. But all of these people talking about how they're going to go broke. You better start fucking squirreling your nuts away. That's what you should be doing. Or start an OnlyFans page. I don't know what to tell you. Or get a real fucking job. Simple, man. Everybody crying. If YouTube imploded today, I'd be like, oh man, it was fun. And guess what I'd do? Go right back to work fighting fires and taking pictures of fat chicks trying to be models. That's what I would fucking do. But nope. Again, this is where we are. We're playing the woe is me for everyone. And everybody's crying and sad and, oh no, And then being fake angry for people in Palestine. Oh, that's a new one, They're like, holy shit, we got to be angry for those people over there because they're angry too. And I know they are. So we're going to block the streets with our stupid fucking signs and tell people to boycott Starbucks and this channel and that because free Palestine. Fucking homos. Anyway, outside of that, guys, I'm going to go off the air. Sorry about that rant. I ran over my fucking time. But whatever. It is what it is. I will see you guys maybe Saturday for the doubleheader. I don't know yet. If I'm tired, I won't do that. I will probably see you guys next week, Tuesday. Other than that, have a good morning. See you guys later.